Applying filler. If you're building a car, restoring a car, doing bodywork, at some point you're going to use body filler. Bondo, bog, whatever you want to call it. And applying filler over an area can save you a ton of time if you get it right. The whole industry's been lying to you. They've all been telling you to do it wrong. They've been telling you to put it on and sand it off. Here, now, we're going to show you how to put it on to the right shape straight away and save a ton of time. We're working on this roof and we're about 3/4 of the way through. We need to put some more filler on. If you want to know about mixing, the pros and cons and all the tricks of mixing, go back and watch the previous video. We covered mixing in detail on that one. This one is all about applying filler really smart. We can get good adhesion, no bubbles, nice feather out, save a ton of sanding, get it onto the right shape and work really smooth and efficient. Let's get into this roof. As we've been sanding through this roof, there was a few areas that were showing up low. We cleaned those out, we marked them with a pencil, gave them a sand, cleaned them out, ready to fill some more. So let's cover filling up those few low spots. With the bulk work of the filler done, we're ready to skim. This is the best time to really demonstrate some application techniques for accuracy. So our filler that we're using now is halfway between a traditional filler and a fine fill. In restoration work, you'll find the difference between fillers is huge. Find a filler that gives you the time and the viscosity that you need to do this type of work. An absolute essential for restoration work and filler work for that matter is a variety of applicators. You can see here, we have a few different sizes. That pencil mark, you can see the size of the hole we want to fill. Why would I try and fill a hole that big with an applicator this big? That's just for spreading. Choose a tool that's appropriate for the size. If we lay this on the surface, slight crown, we can see exactly how much daylight, exactly how much filler is required to achieve that fill. So we're going to put the filler on and just use the right tool and take the excess off straight away. You can see there's an area here that we haven't sanded. That's a low spot. Now in preparation for filler, we cannot fill over the shiny primer here. It must be sanded. However, we know everything around this edge is sanded, it is the right shape. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of a low. We need a tiny little skim of fine fill in that hole. What we need to do is sand, feather out that sheen or the gloss off the primer within that low spot. The reason we do this is there's two types of adhesion. We get chemical adhesion and mechanical adhesion. We need to get the best possible adhesion we can get. So if this is shiny, we can only maybe get chemical adhesion. If we sand this out and get the right surface profile, we can get a mechanical adhesion and a chemical adhesion. A sanded surface, always, every time. If we don't get this right, it may look good straight away. It may look good for 3 months, 6 months, paint the car looks good. A year later, 2 years later, you'll start to see a sink mark, a fracture, a crack, a bit of movement, a ripple. It'll come out later. After you've spent hundreds of hours and a ton of money painting the car is when that imperfection will show up. We need to get it right now so that is there for life, for good, perfect. A setup like this, a few applicators, various sizes. Now these ones are a lot thicker to get a lot more rigidity out of them, down to something a lot thinner and give it more curve for a high compound curve. Even these tricky little reverse curves for doing wheel arches, body details, all sorts of things. Set up like that, nice stainless mixing board, an absolute essential. These are tools for life and they're going to save you so much time in the long run. Just remember when you're mixing to mix very flat and push hard, work those air bubbles out. Make sure you scrape your mixing board. Try not to whip the filler too much. Once you've mixed, spread it out flat, it disperses the exotherm, gives yourself some more time to work. Using our little spreader, pushing hard, first coat nice and thin, push hard down onto the surface. Then start a second round, add some more build, always pulling the filler in the same direction. By pulling the filler in one direction, we're going to eliminate pinholes. Now with the filler spread out, we can grab our large applicator and skim the excess off. That way the filler's only remained in the hole that we needed, cut out a bunch of sanding time. We've got a few more holes to fill up. Let's get those taken care of. The best thing about these metal applicators is the amount of pressure you can push down. Very firmly push down onto the surface. Again, just wipe that excess off. Now all this excess, you just get rid of it, just chuck it in the bin. We would have put all this on and wasted a bunch of time sanding this and turning that into dust. But by this application technique, now it's just in the right spot, light sand, you can move on. With all that sanding time we've saved, we can clean our tools. Having clean tools, clean applicators, clean spreaders, clean work environment, just makes it way more efficient. Remember, if we're putting this filler on accurately, there is no need to rush and try and sand this green. Forget the old school of trying to rip the excess off before it's fully cured. Let this stuff go hard. It shrinks as it cures. Let it shrink. Then give it a light sand. We've already put it onto the right shape. Don't be tempted to rip it early. It can cause huge problems. You can pre-release, lift it off the surface, and sand it to the right shape before it shrinks. And your body filler is going to suck down and create a low spot again. So just remember, put it onto the right spot, put it on accurate, and let it cure before you sand it. Again, nice, thin, hard push layer. More than we want, spread it out, push it in hard and even. Now this is a fine fill, so this is a very wet viscosity filler. We've got our excess, just going to wipe it off. That way the filler just remains in the hole. Nice light sand across the top to finish off. There's no need to hardcore rip that off because we've put the filler into the right shape straight away. Just remember, respect the chemistry. Body filler is a precision chemical reaction. Just like your clear coat, just like your primers, just like your epoxy. It's designed and engineered and the chemists have worked hard to make it perfect. So always mix at the correct ratio. It is not just the mud to fill up a hole. The correct ratio, surface prep, and beautiful timing equals reliability and performance out of the products. You shortcut one step, you'll chase the problems forever. You end up with ripples, soft spots, and bodywork substandard. Follow the data, mix it correctly, and you have beautiful bodywork for life.